Planet Dolan.
From an iPhone alarm to microwave burritos, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about our weirdest phobias. I'm Hellbent, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Wolf555555666. Wolfgang has always been afraid of toilets. More specifically, he's afraid of the ones that flush loudly. If they flush quietly, he's fine. The toilets at his school were loud though, so every time he went to the bathroom, he prayed that his toilet didn't automatically flush before he was done. He also hoped that nobody else went into the bathroom while he was using it, because whenever a school toilet would flush, he would scream! When Wolfgang got older, he found a way to scream in his head if another student had to use the bathroom and a toilet flushed, which isn't normal. That's not normal at all. I don't like that. Number 9 was submitted by that boy Link. While Zargamba thinks spiders and beetles are cool, he thinks ladybugs are terrifying. His fears started when he was 4, and a friend of his saw a ladybug and told him to leave it alone because it was poisonous. Naturally, Zargamba believed him up until the 6th grade when he found out that ladybugs weren't poisonous. Even then, despite knowing the truth about ladybugs, Zargamba was still afraid of them. What really freaked him out about them is when they suddenly popped their wings out at the most random times before flying around erratically. Over the years, he's worked hard on getting over his fear, although he still can't help but to flinch whenever he sees a ladybug. Number 8 was submitted by Alex the Fiend. Whenever Ghost Toast hears a certain iPhone alarm, it triggers disturbing flashbacks from many years ago. The flashbacks make him get very worried and scared. The alarm reminds him of running around every morning trying to find his phone so he could turn it off while the sound kept pulsing in his brain. The sound would throb within his head as it got louder and louder. To Ghost Toast, it almost sounds as if it's yelling at him. Number 7 was submitted by Optimistic Trekkie. Although he's no longer afraid of them, Sharky used to be afraid of candles and the Happy Birthday song. It started when he was 3 and was at someone else's birthday party. Fascinated by the little fires on the birthday candles, Sharky reached out and touched one. He was so shocked by the burning pain he developed fears about birthdays. Up until he was 6, whenever he was celebrating his birthday, Sharky never wanted to hear the Happy Birthday song or see his cake. And even with all that pampering, still being in the same room with the lit birthday cake made him nervous. Number 6 was submitted by Lack of Ecstasy. When he was 5 years old, Gergak ate a microwave burrito. After taking the first bite, he felt something hard. He checked to see what it was, and it turned out to be a bone or some sort of hard cartilage. Gergak was never sure what it truly was that he bit into, but on that day he developed an irrational fear of microwave burritos. Number 5 was submitted by Jules Beloso. When she was somehow even smaller, Pecan was afraid of fictional characters having a cry fit. Whenever she watched a movie or played a video game and a character was about to let loose the waterworks, she would immediately run away. Pecan still doesn't know why she was afraid of something so strange, but she's happy that she's no longer afraid of it. Number 4 was submitted by OMG It's Sayaya. A weird phobia Soup has is that he hates to be chased. If he goes to the park with his friends, he doesn't like it whenever one of them suggests they play tag. The reason he has such an irrational fear is because one day his dad found a spider. Instead of flushing it down the toilet, he decided to chase Soup and his siblings with it. Soup was so focused on getting away that he dropped his phone, believing that it would somehow make him run faster. He ran into his parents' bedroom and hid until his dad got rid of the spider. Since that day, Soup hates being chased for any reason. Number 3 was submitted by Midnight Wonder Girl. Andy has a terrible phobia of corpses. It all started when she was outside walking with her family one day. While passing by a hill next to the woods, Andy had an urge to look down. At the bottom of the hill, she saw a deer torn in half and rotting away. She was so terrified that her family had to carry her away from the scene. They finished their walk as soon as they could so that Andy could recover from what she saw. Unfortunately, she never recovered from the sight. Now she can't be near any taxidermy, corpses, or even fake fur. That's real sad, man. Some of my favorite time is looking at dead bodies. Number 2 was submitted by SidCat216. One time, when he was 8 years old, Dolan was eating Chinese food with his family. He grabbed a half-open can of soda, thinking it was his. Suddenly, he noticed he had cut his thumb on the can and was now bleeding. It took a good 10 minutes for his mom to stop the bleeding. It's probably because he ran out of blood. But the incident was so scary for Dolan that from then on, he's been afraid of all types of cans. If he's given a can of anything, someone must open it for him. Number 1 was submitted by Fan of Planet Dolan. In addition to power tools, snow, driving, and clowns, the weirdest fear Sid has is of cheese. He can't stand the look, taste, feel, and smell of it. It's a fear he's had for several years, and he doesn't know how it came about. If he has to use cheese, like in a recipe for pizza or cheesecake, he'll stand as far away as possible while cutting it. Then, he'll put his fingers into a claw shape while picking it up. After handling the cheese, Sid will rigorously wash his hands. A really weird thing about his fear is that he enjoys many different foods with cheese in them, such as pizza, lasagna, spinach and feta pie, and some cheesecakes. If it's used as a garnish, however, he won't even think about touching it. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the creepiest thing you've ever done without getting caught? Let us know on the Reddit page linked below and you might be featured in a future countdown.
Hey guys, Planet Dolan has just released a new line of merchandise. Make sure to check it out in the link below.
Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.